Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. Day 23 of a month of metal. Band I'm talking about today is Exodus. Man, I had forgotten just how fucking big Exodus was for me. Just how much I enjoyed them. I first heard them in '87 when Pleasures of the Flesh came out. Absolutely loved that album. Went and got their first one, Bonded by Blood. Wasn't as big of a fan. Didn't care for the vocals as much. Liked all the song titles, liked the intensity, liked the speed. Top songs on that one were Strike of the Beast, Bonded by Blood, and Deliver Us to Evil. One of the things I love about Exodus is the play on words, how they take sayings and just change them a little bit. Like Deliver Us to Evil instead of Deliver Us from Evil. As a big time atheist and or recovering Catholic, I'll call myself, I really appreciate their lyrics, and all across the board. We'll go into it as I hit some of their songs, but and whether it's a shorter song, like a 2-minute song, or a 10-minute song, all their songs kick ass. I've been listening to them today and yesterday, and just listening to albums all the way through. And some of the middle albums, there are a couple songs that I would fast forward. I remembered I didn't care for them as much. Still good songs, but just not right for me. But holy shit, there's certain albums that every single one of their songs I would just listen to all the time straight through. So an incredible band. Love their lyrics, love the imagery. So I'll go into I'll go into the rest of the albums, let you know what my picks were and how they influenced my writing. I wasn't so sure whether or not they had influenced my writing. I couldn't think of any songs that had sparked short stories like some of the other bands I've mentioned on here, but there are quite a few. And overall, I think all this music just helped shape me, not only about being able to write scary stuff or horror, but like my dystopian, taking a look at our country and other countries, and looking at war, looking at all these different things that a lot of people take for granted. Looking at let's go into the different albums, and we'll touch on some things. All right, Pleasures of the Flesh, awesome album. Deranged, the very first song, I love that. Choose Your Weapon and Brain Dead. Those were my favorites back then. They still are now, but those are the ones I would always be playing. Fabulous Disaster. I was going to say that is my all-time favorite album from Exodus. It's just my favorite album from that time period. I love that album. I was a super big fan. I still enjoy it. I wrote down all the songs that I liked. Fabulous Disaster. That's an awesome song. My dad was very much anti-war, very much against nuclear war. We had a bumper sticker on our car. Never really got it, but as I got older, I started realizing why he was against it. I thought this was an excellent song. Just makes you look at stuff a little bit different. I think being afraid of the Cold War, of nuclear war, was something for people my age is a pretty big thing. So that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed that song. Last Act of Defiance, about the New Mexico State Penitentiary riot. Another awesome song, great job with the lyrics. When I worked as a prison guard, I often thought about that, and that's why I was cool with the inmates, so they wouldn't fucking kill me and rape me. Other songs on there, Verbal Razors, Open Season. That reminded me about a book, one of the short stories I wrote from Untold Mayhem, and that song probably sparked this story. I didn't realize it, but The Season is one of the stories in here, and pretty much like Open Season. Toxic Waltz, a really fun song. I used to listen to that all the time. Used to love moshing. Another song that kind of helped open my eyes to a lot of things was Corruption. I wasn't into politics very much, but this took a look at corruption all across the board. And so another great song, smart lyrics, like father, like son. I did write a short story that was similar to that, that came from that idea. I just never did anything with it. The covers on there are super awesome too, Lowrider and Overdose. So overall, awesome album. Instead of calling it my favorite album though, I'm going to say it falls about fourth. Alright, Impact Is Imminent. It came out in '92. Solid album. Really enjoyed it a lot. Impact Is Imminent. Top song on there. Thrash Under Pressure. Objection Overruled. A.W.O.L. Again, Like the whole album, maybe not as much as the previous, not as much as Fabulous Disaster, but it was a really good album. Same with Force of Habit. I like that a little bit less. My top song on there was actually a slower one with Good Day to Die. Enjoyed Feeding Time at the Zoo, Thorn in My Side. And there's another song on there, When It Rains. I didn't even think about it, but I do have a short story called When It Rains, and I wrote it probably not that long after hearing that song. So lots of times it's just weird. It has nothing to do with the actual song, but song titles and just listening to music always sparks. A lot of times they would just spark short stories. So I got to give them credit for that one. So I did lose a lot of my CDs, but I still have Fabulous Disaster. Got Force of Habit. This album, Tempo of the Damned. I forgot just how powerful it is. Incredible album. I love it. I'd say this is my favorite album. So Star Spangled Banner. The ability to look at your own country, I think, is huge. Instead of just praising the country because you were born in it, what we're taught to believe, I've never been big on that. So, and I love the fucking song. War is My Shepard, another great song. Shroud of Urine. You're crucifucked and out of luck. I think that's the lyrics. I know there's crucifucked in there, which is awesome. I love that. Blacklist, another strong song. Tempo of the Damned. But honestly, this whole entire album you could listen to just straight through. The very next album, Shovel-Headed Kill Machine, is incredible. So Raze, Deathamphetamine, awesome songs on there. Third favorite, probably Shovel-Headed Kill Machine and Altered Boy. I got a kick out of those lyrics. I always loved making fun of the Catholic Church and those rapists whenever I can. And I know not all Catholic priests are rapists, but I also know that they fucking sure like to cover things up. So, good job Exodus bringing attention to that. The next album that came out was 2 years later, 2007, The Atrocity Exhibition. Another really good album. Riot Act, Children of a Worthless God, Funeral Hymn. Didn't have as many favorites on there, but again, solid album. They're just such good musicians. The next one, Exhibit B, The Human Condition, Downfall, Class Dismissed, A Hate Primer, Good Riddance, and Burn, Hollywood Burn. Catchy songs. I love singing along with them. Just a lot of fun. Good, solid, hardcore metal. Love it. Then the last album, Blood In, Blood Out, I'm going to call that my third favorite album. There's Salt the Wound, Blood In, Blood Out, Black 13, Collateral Damage, Food for the Worms. Just another good album. It's hard to say which ones are my favorite, because really all those are just really, really fucking good. So thank you to Exodus for all the awesome thrash. It meant a lot to me back then. I enjoy it now. And if I could, another person on my wish list, if you're watching this, Gary Holt, if you ever want to write a Try Not to Die, co-author Try Not to Die with me, you are one of the individuals I would love to write with. So, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I will be talking about Creator. Alright guys, stay metal. Later.